This is Lesson 11, narrated presentation of Xiao's Grammar for Biblical Hebrew, and this lesson is on something we call the construct chain. In a number of lessons at this point, there have been some things that are glossed, that you almost have them. You know the words, but you don't know what they're doing together, and so they've been glossed. And this is our opportunity to take care of those so that they won't have to be glossed anymore. So when we've seen something like Ben David, you know the word Bain, which means son, although you learned it with a seire, Bain. And you know David, it's David. And you've seen in glosses that something like this would be translated, the son of David. Or Eretz Yisrael, you know the word Eretz, earth or land. You know Yisrael, and we've been translating it, the land of Israel, even though it's not Haaretz, but simply Eretz. Or Eved Adonai, Eved, a noun that means servant, Adonai, the personal name of God, Yahweh, and it's been translated the servant of Yahweh, not simply servant of Yahweh. Shir is a noun that means song. Hana is a proper noun, personal name. And the proper translation, the song of Hannah, not simply song of Hannah. These constructions in English, the son of David, the land of Israel, etc., these might also be translated as simply David's son, Israel's land, Yahweh's servant, Hannah's song. In English, we can go either way, depending on what we think works best in what we're saying. But the meaning is the same. It's a way of expressing, in this case, possession. Hebrew accomplishes this by simply juxtaposing the nouns. Ben David, David's son, or the son of David. Eretz Yisrael, the land of Israel. Eved Adonai, the servant of Yahweh, or Yahweh's servant. Shir Hannah, Hannah's song, or the song of Hannah. We just put the nouns together, often with the makef, which you see here, acting as a kind of a hyphen, but not necessarily. See, Eretz Yisrael. We call this a construct chain. And when we say that, we mean that there is two or more nouns in succession. The final noun in the chain is called the absolute noun. So Eretz Yisrael, Yisrael would be the absolute noun. And then the nouns that are coming before it, in that case Eretz, are considered to be in construct. We call them construct nouns. So Eretz Yisrael consists of a construct noun, Eretz, and an absolute noun, Yisrael. Be careful in your mind to distinguish this from definite and indefinite. These are two totally unrelated things. So a noun may be definite or indefinite, as we know already. And here we see that a noun may function in a construct chain either as the construct noun or the absolute noun. In this construction where that means something of something. See, now a construct chain may be indefinite or definite. So here's an example of an indefinite construct chain. Bain ish Hayil, a son of a man of valor. Bain ish Hayil. Or a construct chain may be definite. Bain ish ha'ir. Ir is marked with a definite article, the city. And so we translate the construct chain, the son of the man of the city. Bain ish ha'ir. We see here that the definite article will never appear on a construct noun. whether the construction is definite or indefinite. Only the absolute noun will be marked with a definite article. To put the same thing another way, a construct chain is indefinite if the absolute is indefinite. Bein ish chayil. Chayil is indefinite, and so the whole chain is indefinite. Bein ish chayil, a son of a man of valor. Ish milchama, a man of battle. But a construct chain is definite if the absolute noun is definite. Bein ish ha'ir. The absolute noun is definite, and so the whole chain is definite. The son of the man of the city. Eved Adonai. Adonai is definite because it's a proper noun. It's a personal name. And because Adonai, that is Yahweh here, is definite, the whole chain is definite. The servant of Yahweh. Let's remember what makes a noun definite. A noun is definite. It's marked as definite if it has a definite article, ha-melech, if it's a proper noun, that is a personal name or a geographic name, David, or, as we'll see in an upcoming lesson, if it has a suffixed pronoun on it that is a possessive suffix. So here, not just melech, but malkeinu, our king. But if when the absolute noun is definite, the whole chain becomes definite, and so, for instance, Bein HaMelech would mean the son of the king, Bein HaMelech. How would one say a son of the king? You would not use a construct chain at all. You would use the preposition lamed. Bein la melech. You can see that la melech is definite because the definite article is lurking behind the lamed. You see it there in the patak and the doubling. La melech, to the king. Bein la melech, a son to the king. A son with regard to the king. That is to say, a son of the king. This is not a construct chain. The construct chain will not normally be broken by such things as a preposition. So compare, for example, Bein Yeshai. Yeshai is a proper noun, the name Jesse. So Bein Yeshai, the son of Jesse. But Bein le Yeshai, not a construct chain. A son with regard to Jesse. That is, a son of Jesse. Eved Adoni. Adoni here is not the personal name Yahweh, but simply the word Lord with a suffix on it, my Lord. But because it's Adoni, my Lord, that makes Adon definite. It's not just any Lord, it's my Lord. So Eved Adoni, the servant of my Lord. The absolute noun is definite, and so the whole chain is definite. But Eved Ladoni, not a construct chain. The lamed is in there, so there is no chain. A servant of my Lord. So how will we translate Ben Ish? Ben, as we'll see in a few frames, is what Bein, son, looks like in construct. So Bein Ish, a son of a man. Shem Ha'isha, Ha'isha, the woman. Shem, name. So the name of the woman. The whole chain is definite. Ben Navi. Navi means prophet, so a son of a prophet. Uvadim le Shaul. Shaul is a proper noun. It's the personal name, Saul. So, Uvadim le Shaul, not a construct chain because of the lamed. Not the servants of Saul, but simply servants of Saul. Mipori ha'etz. Well, as so often in Hebrew, I find it's often easier to start at the end. Ha'etz, the tree or the wood. Mipori. Well, you may recognize the preposition min, mame, hirek, then doubling of the next consonant. So if we bracket out the min, we're just left with puri, vocabulary word meaning fruit. So puri ha'etz, the fruit of the tree. The whole chain is definite. Then we add back in the min, from the fruit of the tree. Mipori ha'etz. Some nouns are modified in the construct state, and mainly in terms of their vowels. And I'm going to add here, many are not. So we've seen a number of them like melech and eretz, and some that are not modified in any way, whether they are absolute or construct. But many nouns are modified. The vowels are different, the stress. What's basically happening is the stress is moving down the line. The stress is moving down the line to the absolute noun, and so with the lack of stress, there's a change in vowels in some construct nouns, and sometimes some other changes, as we'll see. So we're going to look at 10 different examples of greater or lesser urgency, which I'll point out along the way. And I'm going to hold off until the second part of this episode to do that. So join me in part B of lesson 11, and we will look at nouns that are modified in their construct state.